The index laws are weird, especially first when I taught them. They seem really abstract and random and unintuitive. But in this video, I want to provide a new perspective on them, and hopefully by the end of the video, you feel like you could have came up with these yourself. Let's start with the basics. X squared is x times x. X cubed, x times x times x. Multiplying by another x increases the powers, while doing the opposite, dividing, will move you down the powers. X cubed divided by x goes to x squared, divided by x gives you x, and then eventually gives you x to the power of 0 equaling 1. If you keep going, you get x to the power of negative 1 equals 1 over x to the power of negative 2 equals 1 divided by x again, aka 1 over x squared, and so on and so forth. So you can see this is where not only x to the power of 0 comes from, but also negative powers as well. It's just the result of repeatedly dividing. Now, x could represent anything, a number, an expression, or maybe another variable. Now, what about fractional roots? When you multiply two numbers of the same base, you can just add the powers. And also, the definition of a square root, or just any root, comes from when you multiply a number by itself n many times, that is the nth root. So for example, x times x gives you x squared, so x is the square root of x squared. When multiplying x to the power of half with x to the power of a half, we can add the powers. X to the power of a half plus a half equals just x. Now we multiplied a number by itself and got x, meaning that number is the square root of x. This works for all the other roots too. X to the power of a third times x to the power of a third times x to the power of a third equals x to the power of 1/3 plus a third, or just x.